Hi Swetha. Congratulations on completing 2 years with Pause for Perspective. It's so great to have you here
Thank you so
today, with us uh, on being a therapist, very special series. The intention for the series is to let our clients and everyone else who want to know more about Pause understand who their therapists are, what the therapists do, and also give them a little insight into who we are as a community at Pause and the kind of work we do and the kind of clients you see. And it's amazing how you've just completed 2 years at Pause and we're actually doing this. So it seems like perfect timing.
yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I think it's really a nice thing of completing 2 years at the same time this video going on. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Shweta, I have a few questions. I'm not going to introduce you that much because these questions will, have you answer them. But maybe we can move forward with our first question. So please share with us, what has motivated you to choose psychology and get into the field of being a therapist?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here, Estelle. I'm Swetha from Possible Perspective. Yeah, a lot of, I think what really motivated me um, here in this field of psychology was, um, I think it just started off with me working in a hospital as a clinical pharmacist because I carry a PharmD as well, and I often had to visit patients at their bedside to really monitor their medications, to really understand what kind of interventions and what's their comorbid conditions, to really assist them well with their really lifestyle also. What I constantly noticed was it was very little that was possible through medication, through the support of just the medical sense of just being there. And I was constantly noticing there was something missing there, that was the human touch. So it was from then that I felt like it really needed presence to from the professionals to be there for a person with difficulty. It can be mental, physical. Apparently, I would only notice physical attention, not really a mental attention, but how all of this go together. And I think that's what really motivated to go ahead and learn more about mental health as well. Yeah.
Oh, so nice to know that you have more experience into the medical field. You've done your PharmD and you had the sense of that the help these patients or clients need is not just confined to their medical or the health with the medicinal field, but also mental health, how important it is. It's more than just medicines and treatment for the body, but taking care of the other needs, the patience, that care, that warmth. And so I think you felt like that was missing, and that gave you a sense of, okay, getting into the field of psychology and then practicing as a therapist. Thank you, Shweta, for sharing that. Now that we know what brought you into this field, we also want to know how long have you been working with Pause? Um, was it just did you just start off as a therapist? What was your journey like?
Yeah. Now that I feel like it just been 2 years, but it looks like I've started working with Pause right after I met Aarti Selvan at Francis. I did it from Francis, so I did my master's from Francis, and right after just meeting her at the space, I think there's something told me that I need to just go run to her and tell her that can I do some internship there. So I think my journey started off with PFP right from there. it's close to 3 years now, along with internships. So it's 2 years of journey along with a year of knowing the work at Pause and interning and doing some work there. Yeah.
Wow. So the journey at Pause began since you were a student because you met Aarti there at Francis and then interned with her for most of the time and then you practiced as a therapist for 2 years. So you have about 3 years of a connection with Pause. Thank you. Wow, amazing. All right, Swetha. Just wondering what kind of people you consult with, or what is your area of expertise in counseling? Are there specific people you see, groups or ages? Can you share a little bit more?
So I do consult adults. I did attempt seeing children, but I felt like I need to take a moment to going there. So I'm not yet there with children, but I see adults from above 18. And then I see till 65. I think there were few clients that I was seeing above 50 and 62. So that's the age group. But I also see with clients with different concerns, relational issues, I mean, issues within the relational space, and QR clients. I see concerns like anxiety, depression, um, and what we also really look into is how there are the intersectional aspects of looking into clients, um, to understand from where they're coming from, and really understand from a space of these concerns as well, that they are arising from a space of what it meant to be, holding those so-called problems, and when they come and talk about it in a way of, this has to be done, something has to be done here in that space. So I guess it is, yeah, and like, I think I'm really struggling to uh, call out the words anxiety and depression, to really not look at everybody under a one bracket, but because I really believe in looking at each individual for their own story, and how do I hold space for them in that space, irrespective of what concern they're coming in with. But if I have to just call out on the names of just different concerns on under the bracket, it can be the ones that I listed. So yeah, that's a area of expertise, the learning and expertise, I would still say.
So you see adults, I think you mentioned you see clients through various walks of life, adults, and you said your oldest clients have been in the 50s, 60s. You see clients with anxiety, depression, and you don't like to just limit them and label them just within that bracket, but these are a few of the common concerns. You see clients with, you said relational issues, Swetha. When you say relational issues, you mean individual clients with relationship issues or couples?
So I also see couples, but individual clients with interrelational concerns, couples whom I see, and I've also recently started seeing, started doing premarital counseling as well. And we do have clients that come in for premarital counseling at first. So I've had a chance to see a few. Also couples within the space. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Wow, a lot of experience in various areas of counseling, adults, geriatric counseling, so premarital and couples therapy as well. So all of you watching out there, if you want to choose your couples therapist, Swetha is one of them.
And like
Thank you,
both us
Swetha.
also for clients. Yeah.
Sorry,
Also
can
include
you?
your clients as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, queer clients as well. Thank you for mentioning that, Shweta. So now that we know, what kind of clients you see, what's your area of expertise, share a little bit more on the different roles that you play at Pause.
Okay, so I see individuals in therapy, and as I already mentioned, I see also couples therapy. I also lead mental health awareness workshops. So we have started doing, I think it was from last year that I've started doing mental health workshops for organizations along with the team at PFP, for organizations, for NGOs, for hospitals, and within hospitals for different medical professionals as well. And we have also been leading different kind of mindfulness related workshops um, for the organizations, which we call as Sangha. I'm also part of that, leading Sangha for organizational spaces. Um, and I, I contribute for the mindfulness circle that goes in every Saturday. Um, I also started to supervise interns at Posso Perspective, and I'm also part of the Instagram team along with Estelle here. Um, and Okay, I'm really struggling to put out all of those things here. But yeah, I think this covers pretty much roles at PFP. Yeah, and I'm constant learner as well. That the role that like every day that I take, I feel the one who is really learning here at PFP. So that's also a role that I take. Yeah.
Yeah. So Shweta is a learner, an individual therapist, a couples therapist. She also leads the mental health awareness program, and supervises, conducts these mindfulness sessions. And what else, Shweta? There's something that you recently started.
Oh, I forgot that. So I started a co-learning space for mental health professionals, to really gather more knowledge, to share knowledge, to do more of reflective learning that we often miss out on in an institutional spaces where so the space is to integrate that kind of a knowledge within the space, to integrate different modalities and works that different aspects within psychology that we learn into our workspace as well, so to really integrate in how we can sort of bring those approaches in our work. So that's the intention for co-learning too. So it's also a space for mental health professionals. Thank you for reminding that. Yes, it's recently started, and we have a amazing 11, a group of 11 along with us. Yeah.
That's nice. So, all of you mental health professionals who want to learn more and have the space for you and yourselves, please join Shweta's co-learning space. It's an amazing one that she's come up with. Uh, Thank you for sharing. And yeah, we both are from the social media team. Thank you for sharing that as well, Shweta. Now that you mentioned that, you began this co-learning space, I'm wondering if it's, in line with the next question I have, which is, something that you could change, bring change to, or contribute to in this field, the mental health field. Uh, is it something else? Is it different from this co-learning space, or is it part of your vision, your contribution to this field?
I think it is definitely a part of a contribution as well. We often learn different techniques, tools, skills that we should be using in therapy, But I think it's so much of scaffolding that needs in that space. When you are with the client in front, there's a lot of presence that is needed to understand the story from where they're coming from, really get nuances of um, really the concerns, or where they are at in their space. And I feel like it is more than skills that are needed, and and that is so important, in even in for my practice, that I constantly learn from a space of trying to reflect and integrate different aspect techniques or approaches that I learn, and because when you're trying to deliver that in the space, um, it's as I told you in the beginning, it's never one way. It is yeah, it needs to be held with a lot of care as well in what we are delivering. So I feel like constant reflection of this work is needed. And I hope to also learn from the space to, really update myself. Uh, Update is a word to move ahead, but I feel like to really question myself about my work in a way that really helps me to move forward with clients. So I think that's the intention of um, the the different spaces that I hold at PFP as well. And I really take interest with the approach of mindfulness, what it talks about presence within therapy. So I've also been leading MBSM to add
Wow.
that. So I just remember when I spoke about okay mindfulness. So I was like, so yeah, I lead individual sessions with for MBSM as of now. Yeah, so this is all like very intentional learning that I'm taking up as well in PFP. And also PFP that allows me to stretch in ways in which that I can bring myself completely to the space for the hopes that I hold.
Thank you, Shweta. But I'm curious to also know, is there more that you would like to change or contribute into the field of mental health? You mentioned that co-learning, the space that you have, the MBSM sessions that you are involved in, is what you're already contributing. Is there more? Is there an idea? Is there something more from your heart that you want to do in this field?
Um, I feel like there's in this field, like PFP has always portrayed this aspect. It's never stagnant. It's constant changing or learning to understand more in the field of psychology or even within the mental health space. So I feel like what I really look forward to is, um, I don't know if I should call it a change, but to hold space for whatever is coming up, and really deepen into broadening our understanding towards those areas that we come across as well. Yeah, so there's constant unlearning, learning, co-learning. As one of the participants did mention that, so I'm really remembering that now. Yeah, this constant unlearning, learning, co-learning that needs to happen here. Yeah, and then in a community space, I feel it adds more value.
Mm.
So
Seems like you. Sorry.
yeah, no, I think yeah, yeah, to bring our true selves as therapists as well to because I am constantly looking for stories around me, and really questioning those. So I think that's what I also hope for, a change as well, to yeah, looking from different directions as well.
Yeah. So seems like what you have already begun doing, creating this co-learning space. Seems like what you want to contribute more is to the community, have more space for learning, unlearning, and co-learning, like you mentioned. Yeah. And you said something about therapists as well, right? To be able to come together as a community, as therapists, to be a true selves and hold space for stories.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My hope in the
Mm-hmm.
space that I would like to contribute is also going more closer to families that I
Mm-hmm.
used to as a wish to going ahead, seeing families and couples in the space, therapy. Uh, yeah, I mean, one of the intentions for MHA also is if families can't come to the space, like how we can go to the families as well into communities
Yeah.
uh, to
Yeah.
to bring the work that we feel is important in those
Mhm.
spaces.
Yeah, and I've seen you do that. I've seen you reach out to communities.
We do
You know,
that.
yeah, yeah. Um, I've seen you do that though. Like reaching out to these communities and letting them know. We have the mental health awareness program (MHA), and we want to do this session for free for you. Just letting you know what mental health is all about. And I've seen you go there, and I'm sure you'll be able to contribute even more, Shweta.
Thank
Um, it was wonderful talking. I feel like I don't want to end this conversation, but I have one last question. Um, my favorite one, the highlight of our series. On being a therapist, could you please share with us what it means for you to be one?
um,
Take
it's
your time.
but it's uh, um, it's a lot to be a therapist. It's constant negotiation. It's constant um, check. Um, it's a constant um, picking up yourself. Um,
Mhm.
and but meanwhile, along with these as well, I mean, it's a reminder to yourself that um, I mean, you can be a human too, along with being a therapist. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's it's a huge responsibility also. Um, but I feel along with it along with all of these things comes so much fun, so much
Mm.
happiness.
Mm.
In meeting new people, in meeting new stories, not just people but meeting new stories,
Mhm.
and really getting to know them closely. So I feel like it's all together of to being a therapist for me. um, yeah, it is a privilege too, so I would like to be more mindful about my privilege as well in this space.
Mm. Wonderful how you put together that being a therapist is for me to be able to be myself, to be human, and to be able to be a therapist means that I'm privileged to be able to listen to so many people, their stories, what they bring to sessions, and just being there for them. And yeah. Mm. Mm. Thank you, Shweta. Is there more that you want to add?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot, but
Uh-huh.
but I think I would like to I'm really lucky as well
Mm.
to have this connection with PFP and see my life unfold at the same time. My like a real essence of uh, knowing myself and what I hold close come true every day. So I would really thank everybody in our space in the community that we share. And this community keeps growing. So I'm really happy to sort of look at that. Uh, it's a daily dose of happiness that I get when I am in this space. So yeah, looking forward to a lot more of this. Yeah, and just there's a lot of happiness right now as I talk.
Yeah. I can feel it in your voice. I can hear it in your voice. Thank you, Swetha. I'm really happy that you feel this way about our family at Positive Perspective. Yeah, we are a family. It feels like this is another family that where we get to be ourselves, and never felt this comfortable, I think, at all at any other space but here with Pause. And a week after week, as I interview all the therapists that we have at Pause, I keep hearing everyone say how Pause is such a safe space. And there's so much of, along with being a therapist, a supervisor, teacher, trainer, and all of this, how the role of a learner is so prominent in all these spaces that we hold for others. But it was, great having you share your experiences and how you felt. And thank you so much for being here. Congratulations again on completing 2 years as a therapist, but 3 years as a member of Pause for Perspective, being or getting into the family. Thank you, Swetha. Um,
Thank you
is
so
there
much.
something? Mhm.
Thank you for doing this. And it was really wonderful to hear from you about the different roles I was holding too. So I think that was,
Yeah.
I need to thank you for that. Really knowing me and bringing me here into this space as well. Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you, Shweta. It was wonderful having you here. We'll be back with our next episode very soon. Uh, that's going to be a surprise as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.